Hello and welcome, and also welcome to the many hundreds of people that are now part of this channel. So thank you, and thank you for coming here. I know that some of you have already said that you found it by chance, which is very disappointing because we have been here for, well, 8 years or so, and yes, we are only 4,700 whatever after 8 years. So you tell me why that is. I don't know. Anyway, we're very happy that you are here, and our numbers are finally increasing to where they should be. I mean, technically, if you compare what we do, there aren't many channels out there, but they've all got more than we have. And it's not about jealousy or envy. Is that about that we deliver a high quality product, and of course we're not getting the recognition that we deserve, as far as in my opinion. Obviously you may disagree with that, you may think your own thoughts. Some of you have already said that in the comments already, that this is a load of crap and it's all clickbait and all of this stuff, but yeah, that's your opinion. So this story is actually quite horrific, really, because I saw it this morning and I thought, you've got to be very wary of Mr. Trump.
Severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism all qualify. Targeted disabilities are those disabilities that the federal government, as a matter of policy, has identified for special emphasis in recruitment and hiring. The FAA's website states they include hearing, vision, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism all qualify for the position of a controller of airplanes pouring into our country, pouring into a little spot, a little dot on the map, a little runway. The initiative is part of the FAA's diversity and inclusion hiring plan. Think of that. The initiative is part of the FAA's diversity and inclusion hiring plan, which says diversity is integral to achieving FAA's mission of ensuring safe and efficient travel. I don't think so. I think it's just the opposite. The FAA website shows that the agency's guidance on diversity hiring were last updated on March 23rd of 22. They wanted to make it even more so. And then I came in.
Unfortunately, he is not turning out to be the person that I thought he was. And a lot of people will go, well, we told you that in the first place. You know, you have to be very wary, because he does come across as being a saviour. However, there is a number of parts of the story which I'll show you the screenshot. He is going to be pushing, as far as we know, this other medication, which you can argue is just as bad as the other one that we had, that he also pushed. Now you can argue also for the people that support Trump that he was coerced, misled, or whatever, and he pushed this thing that we had by error. Or did he? The problem is, when he's on TV, he does say a lot of stuff, and this is one of them. Now, this is very horrific. This air crash, we are not diminishing the horrific nature of the crash because it killed innocent people in an aircraft. The aircraft apparently was trying to land.
How did an American Airlines plane and a Black Hawk helicopter end up in a tragic crash while the plane was attempting to land on runway 33? In the videos ahead, we'll take a closer look at the final hours leading up to the crash, the confusion between the PAT-25 VIP military helicopter and the air traffic controller, and how the rescue operation is being carried out. More details all in the video ahead. The plane had departed from Wichita Dwight D. Eisenhower National Airport in Kansas earlier that evening. A PSA Airlines aircraft, operated under American Airlines and identified as Flight AA5342, collided midair with a military Black Hawk helicopter at approximately 9 p.m. on Wednesday, January 29, 2025. The tragic incident occurred as the plane was making its final approach toward Reagan Washington National Airport in Arlington, Virginia.
There's a lot of stuff about this story that you don't know about, and that I don't know about either, and that we can make supposition, that we can hypothesize about, because we don't know, we weren't there, so we don't know for sure. However, going on past performances of our governments, they are very in the know. They can do things that you would say, oh my God, that's terrible.
No way you're going to tell me that the pilot of that Black Hawk didn't see that airplane, didn't have an opportunity to come up or go down in altitude, didn't have an opportunity to swerve left or right. That helicopter flew straight into that airliner, probably on purpose. If the truth about the pilot and their background is accurate and what's coming out today, boy, oh boy, does the FAA, American Airlines, Department of Homeland Security, and the White House have a mess on their hands. And mark my words, if what I believe happened is true, that it was an intentional act, they are going to do everything within their power to cover up the truth about the motive.
You had a helicopter that had the ability to stop. I have helicopters. You can stop a helicopter very quickly. It had the ability to go up or down. It had the ability to turn. And the turn it made was not the correct turn, obviously. It did somewhat the opposite of what it was told. You could have slowed down the helicopter substantially. You could have stopped the helicopter. You could have gone up. You could have gone down. You could have gone straight up, straight down. You could have turned. You could have done a million different maneuvers. They shouldn't have been at the same height, because if it was at the same height, you could have gone under it or over it, and nobody realized, or they didn't say that it's at the same height. At the same height, it still wouldn't have been great, but you would have missed it by quite a bit. Could have been 1,000 feet higher. It could have been 200 feet lower. But it was exactly at the same height, and somebody should have been able to point that out.
Past performances of our governments, they are very in the know. They can do things that you would say, oh my God, that's terrible. I'll leave it like that. But they can do stuff that they can do, that they can get away with, and for reasons that they can hide. And one of those reasons is there was somebody on the plane that they wanted to be no longer here. There was, I did actually see a very funny video, actually, because it was on, I was watching it this morning, and they claimed that it was an alien. One of the senior aliens that was part of the Galactic Council, apparently, and he was on this plane. Yeah.
It's January 31st, and I have another message from the aliens. I'm an interdimensional communicator, which means I can connect with angels and aliens and other interdimensional beings. Today I have a message from the entire Galactic Federation, which are the 26 aliens who provide governance and guidance for the whole cosmos. Our ambassador, Alien Cest, was retrieved and awoken after being in stasis for over 3,000 years. He was told he was volunteering to deliver a warning to you. Instead, we were able to use him as a way to show you proof of our existence. Your world governments had an opportunity to interview him and hear his messages. His mission is now complete, and he has returned to us. The next phase of our arrival is the uncloaking of our largest ships. We will not estimate new dates or time frames. What's important for you to know right now is that we are here, we will become visible, we will be visible to all, and we come in love. So that's their message for today. Normally I try to end on a positive note, a note of encouragement and love, but today I actually have to share some sad news. They told me today that Alien Cest was on the government helicopter that crashed into the jet this week. So that's what they meant by his mission is now complete and he has returned to them.
I know, sometimes you have to take everything with a pinch of salt, because sometimes people just make videos for the sake of it with no proof. And of course, I'm not gullible. I do like my proof. So if there was any proof that he was on the plane and he was real, then I'd be very happy to see that proof. But as far as I can tell, it wasn't him. But who was it? Because that is the supposition that we're trying to find out. And I'm sure that somebody will come out with it eventually. I know that there is, what's his name, Alex Jones. It's claiming that this is somebody has been unalived deliberately. He knew too much, or it could be a she or he. They are obviously in the know about something that they shouldn't know, and of course they were on this plane that they decided to get rid of. Now, whether you believe or not, entirely up to you. Are you looking for a new phone provider? I am, and I found one. I was with O2 for many years. However, Lebara offered me the same and better service for half the price. So currently I'm paying £22 for unlimited data and calls, and I also get 100 minutes of international calls, which is quite useful because I can phone my wife in Thailand. They also do a data package, so if you're travelling you can buy a data add-on and it will give you 30 days of data for around about £15, which I think is marvellous, and it's a lot cheaper than I was paying before, and I'm very happy. If you want to get the bar, click the link down below, and of course you'll get the benefit of it. So have a good day, and back to the video. One thing you can believe for sure, because it came out of Trump's mouth on the video, and it's the fact is that this air crash has been sort of allegedly blamed upon disabled people.
And then it says FAA says people with severe disabilities are most underrepresented segment of the workforce, and they want them in, and they can be air traffic controllers. I don't think so. The federal government, as a matter of policy, has identified for special emphasis in recruitment and hiring. The FAA's website states they include hearing, vision, missing extremities, partial paralysis, complete paralysis, epilepsy, severe intellectual disability, psychiatric disability, and dwarfism all qualify for the position of a controller of airplanes pouring into our country, pouring into a little spot, a little dot on the map, a little runway.
He's obviously on about people working in society, in real jobs, people with mental capacity, low IQ, or they have vision. I mean, how would you have a person who is partially sighted doing an air controller job? It just beggars belief, really, doesn't it? People with limbs missing, yeah, that's fair enough, but how would that affect the air controller, I don't know. But he did say that the air crash could be the result of employing disabled people in the air traffic controller jobs. So as you see, it's not good for him really to come out with that, because now he's blaming, like they all do, they're blaming disabled people for something that they probably didn't have nothing to do with, and it's highly likely that this is, I mean, the air traffic controllers, are any of them disabled? Do we know? Is it a fact? Is actually something that we need to investigate and find out how it happened, because I don't believe a word of it. I think this, as he said in the video, the traffic controllers had this collision warning for a good 10 to 15 seconds, and if you watch the video of it, you'll see the helicopter had about, I counted about 12 to 14 seconds. And of course we have another story coming up very soon about disabled people and online or otherwise making comments about people in power, but then this is just a thing that's happening anyway. But I'll leave that right there, and I'll catch you later. Have a good day. Bye for now.